Hi everyone, today's art journal prompt, week 11, is sparkle. I'm going to be using lots of sparkly elements in my page. I'm using some metallic watercolour paints. I'm using the Artist Loft ones again. I've also got some glittery embossing powder that I might use, so I'm going to have a play around with that. I'm also going to be using some isopropyl alcohol as well, just to move my watercolour paints around. But you could take your inspiration from sparkly things, use your metallic paints, your pearlescent paints, if that's what you want to do. You know, even sort of touching up with some metallic glittery gel pen or glitter. Also, maybe diamonds. What about a bit of bling? You could also search inspirational quotes, glitter, and sparkle, and I bet you several ideas will come up, several quotes that might inspire you. But first of all, I've got some water here, and I'm just going to add just a bit of water to my page, just to get my paints going. And what colour shall I start off with? I'm going to start off with the darker blue. I haven't got room here to show you what I'm doing. You're just going to have to see when I put the paint actually on the page. And then I'm going to come in with I'm just going to add the blues to start off with in a couple of different shades. And again, I'm focusing today on white space. I want plenty of white space on my page. I just love that colour. Isn't that gorgeous? Pretty. So I'm just going to keep doing this. We could have a bit of turquoise. Let's add some of that. That's pretty as well. And then when I use the isopropyl alcohol shortly, you'll see all the colours sort of spread and mingle, and I just think that's a real, or at least I'm hoping it will anyway. Let's add some purple, and again I'm being careful with the colours that I choose, that I'm using blues and purples and a bit of green, because if you use too many colours you're just going to end up with a muddy mess, and you don't want that. Then I've also activated my standard Artist Loft watercolour, because I just want a bit of the flat colours in there as well, just to add a bit of contrast. I really like that purple. Let's add some on the other side. I really like that. I want a bit in the middle, and do I want a bit of blue as well? Why not? Let's just go for it. Not too much. And then I think what I'm going to do is add some alcohol. And I'm using a pipette here and just dipping it into the alcohol. I'm using isopropyl alcohol, 99.9%, which I ordered from Amazon. For those of you in the UK that don't want to sort of rush out and buy some from Amazon, surgical spirits that you can buy from Boots or any pharmacy will work in exactly the same way if you ever want to try this technique. And there really is no difference. I did loads of experiments last year and found there to be no difference. Now what I'm going to do now is I just want to add a little bit more actually, just down here, and a bit more alcohol. I haven't got enough of the splatters, I don't think, just in that area there, so bear with me. And then I'm going to go and dry this. I might sort of mop up some of the really liquidy areas, but as soon as I've done that I shall come back. Right, now this has had quite a good dry already, and the central bit is quite dry, but I've decided that I want to add a bit of I want it to run a little bit, and let's see what happens, because I think we might get some quite cool effects. And in fact, where's my spray bottle? Let's just give it a bit of a... Oh yes, you see, I really like that. and I'm going to tip it up and do it the other way as well. And do a bit going in this direction. I still want the white space, so I'm being mindful of that. I just think that looks so pretty. That's just lovely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in with my alcohol and just splatter again. Isn't that just so pretty? I just love that. So right, I'm going to go off and dry this again, and then I shall be back. And I just think that looks so pretty, and the glimmer and sparkle in that is just absolutely gorgeous. Now what I want to do is I want to emboss some circles, and so I've got my embossing stamp pad here and a makeup sponge, and I'm just dabbing it in. And then how do I want to do this? Right, where do I want these to go? And I'm just going to dab some of the embossing ink, and I shall do this a bit at a time, just so that I can see how it's looking, because it's just the composition at this stage that I want to get right. So let me just grab a piece of paper as well to catch the embossing powder, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some embossing powder to, now which colour do I want to go for? Because I think I might use two colours. I might use the purple and the blue. I haven't decided. I'm making this up as I go along. We'll just see bit by bit what we end up with. And I just love that. Now I've got a small brush here. Let me just make sure I've got one that's dry. I'm going to get rid of these extra bits here. Like, those aren't full circles, so I'm going to get rid of those. So brush off any excess powder before you heat set it, because once you've dried it, that's it. You can't do anything about it. And I'm going to dry that. And I just think that looks so pretty. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue doing that over my page until I'm happy with how that looks. Now, this is what I've got so far. And I'm at that stage where I'm trying to decide what else to do with the background. I thought about putting some text stamp or putting some of this texture tread on it, but I think I'll make it too busy. There's so much pattern that's being created by the isopropyl alcohol that I think I just want to leave it be. So the only things that I'm going to add now are some splatters, and I've got some of the Pebeo Blue Noir iridescent paint. So I'm going to put a bit of that on my palette and just water that down. Where's my spray bottle? Whoops, Daisy, got that upside down. And then just grab my splatter brush and just go in with a bit of splattering. There we go, I like that. So I'm going to rinse that out, and then I'm going to do the same with pearl white. Right, so that's dry, and I want to do the same thing with the pearl white. I've put the pearl white on a clean piece of parchment paper because I don't know what droplets I've got of other colours on the one I'm using underneath, and I don't want to contaminate it. So I'm going to do the same with that and just add a few splatters. And I really like the way that the splatters work well with the detail of the circles as well. It sort of ties everything together without sort of, you know, everything becoming too busy. So I'm going to go away and give this a dry. I've decided to come back one more time with some of the blue green, just a little drop. And I like that. I just think that's so pretty. Isn't that lovely? Some more in this area here. Why can I never get it to go where I want it? Right, I'm going to leave that be. Okay, so this is what I've got, and I just love it so far. Can you see the face? Now, I thought originally that I was going to be able to use one of the butterfly embellishments that Linda Cooper Pierce gave me in Happy Mail, but you can see it's just too big and too overpowering. But going on the wallpaper theme, many of you know that I've got several embellishments cut out from wallpaper samples, and I just think this flower goes perfectly. I fussy cut the flower from the wallpaper, and then I drew this on a piece of mixed media paper with a gel pen. It was just easier to do that, so I shall glue that underneath the flower. I've got some leaves as well, so those will go somewhere like that too. And then I thought a butterfly embellishment, a small one, would look really nice on this page. And I've dug out two. I've got this one here. These were both from my embellishment challenge. This one here I think was from Diana Holloway, and this one from Rosaline, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I think two is just too much. I can't even decide which side it wants to go, so I'm going to go off camera now and have a good old fiddle and glue things down. Okay, so here's my finished page. I've glued it into my journal and I've inked around the edges of the page with some purple Stays On ink. I've outlined my flower, the stem and the leaves and the words. These are Tim Holtz Chit Chat words with the graphic line marker in 0.5. I've added some antenna to my butterfly using some floristry craft wire. I think it's 24 gauge, and that's pretty much it. I added a few more of these circles as well, just to try and sort of balance the page a little bit better. But I really like the simplicity of this page. I really like the texture that adding the alcohol to the watercolours has given, and I think the circles really give the page a contemporary look as well. And I just like all the sparkle that's going on as well. We've got full-on bling going on in this page. Can you see the sparkle on the flower as well? It's glittered. So I look forward to seeing what your take is on this week's prompt sparkle. Now, do you remember me asking if you could see a face in the original background? I decided to photocopy it and I've drawn my face. Now, there is a lady called Tanya Barnes. She has a YouTube channel called Tart and Taz, and I'm going to leave a link to one of Tanya's videos in the description box below, because I've been able to do this following Tanya's guidelines. She just breaks it down in a really easy to follow way. And you know, a few weeks ago I'd have thought I'd never have been able to get something to resemble a face. So I'm actually quite pleased with this, and I'm going to continue practicing. So there we go. I hope you like this page. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and I'd just love to hear your comments and your feedback. So, you know, please leave me a comment below. I'll also leave the link as usual to our Art Journal Prompts Facebook group, so that if, you know, any of you who are not already members would like to join, please feel free to do so. So take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.